Hey guys, what's going on? Tenebris here. Welcome back to the channel. So before on this channel, I have made several videos addressing the 1.9 plus 1.8 split which occurred or has been occurring in the Minecraft community over the past couple years. And I've also been very vocal about my support for 1.8 combat and kind of explained the reasons why I think 1.9 combat is not fun and why Mojang should revert back to a previous combat system. However, I have not really addressed this particular point, which keeps coming up in discussions about combat, and that is the claim, mostly made by 1.9 plus PvPers and supporters, that 1.8 PvP requires no skill. Here are some examples. So most of these arguments kind of boil down to 1.8 sucks because it's just about spam clicking and it's just about luck and it's just about ping, and therefore 1.9 PvP actually requires skill and is therefore an overall better combat system. Now first off, the claim that 1.8 PvP is just based on luck is incredibly easy to dispose with because different players kill each other at different rates. If 1.8 PvP was solely based on luck, you would expect player A to kill player B at the same rate that player B kills player A, unless there's some other factor there which is changing the ratio. I mean, there's leaderboards. Look at any server. There's an ELO leaderboard. You can see that certain players perform better than others. And they are not randomly luckier because these players are consistently better than the other players. And if it was just luck acting there, then there should be no, kind of hierarchy of the players. That should not exist, which it does exist. Now, once you point this obvious fact out, the 1.9 supporter will then change the argument from it being based on luck to it being based on ping, because ping is actually something that scales. Luck is just random, right? But ping scales. So, I mean, obviously, lower ping players beat higher ping players all the time. So, therefore, obviously, the lower ping players are going to be on the leaderboards and, they have an advantage. And it's just, the leaderboards are just based on ping, right? Well, if ping was the only factor at play, you would expect players of equal pings to kill each other at the same rate. So if there's a player with 20 ms and another player with 20 ms, they should, if ping is the only factor, kill each other at the same rate. And overall, if it's ping and luck, still kill each other at the same rate. And by the way, I'm not saying that ping and luck have no impact. They have impacts in every single game and every single combat system you can invent. They always have impacts. But I do not believe that they are the only factor, and that's basically what I'm trying to argue. So this is the challenge. This is the challenge for the 1.9 supporter. How do you explain that certain players, which have the same ping, do better on average than others? There is no other explanation other than to grant the possibility and the probability that 1.8 PvP does in fact require some skill. So now you might be asking yourself, well, Tenebris, 1.8 PvP requires skill, requires ping, requires some luck to win, but what percentage of that is actually skill compared to 1.9? Well, I'll tell you this right now. 1.9 PvP is more ping-based than 1.8 PvP, and I'll explain why. Well, basically, why you have to think about why exactly does ping affect gameplay? Because lower ping allows you to get your hits processed by the server first effectively, right? I mean, obviously ping doesn't have that much of an effect because there's ping zones and all that stuff. That's a whole nother topic that I've talked about in the past. But anyway, ping makes your hits process first, right? Your attacks process first. So if you increase the effective power of individual swings, you should in fact increase the amount that ping affects the swings because there's less of them, so each swing must be more powerful, and therefore ping affects each swing more. Well, what do we see in 1.9? We see a slower combat system where each hit is way more important than just spam clicking. So this spam clicking that everyone complains about 1.8 for is actually something that makes it less ping-based because 1.9, being not about spam clicking and about timing attacks, because the attacks on 1.9 are weighted much more than the attacks on 1.8, that means that 1.9 is more ping-based than 1.8. Now, what do I think the root of this is? And I hate to say this, but this is, I think, the truth. And I think the fact is that a lot of the people, not everyone, but a lot of the people complaining about 1.8 PvP requiring no skill actually aren't very good at 1.8 PvP, and they're much better at 1.9 PvP because their connection is more effective at getting them the win in 1.9. So yeah, I want to know how a 1.9 supporter is going to answer this. So if there's any of them watching this, or if there's not any of them watching this, and you know someone who's a 1.9 supporter, link them this video, because as far as I'm aware, no one has really answered this. I mean, I challenged one of them on Twitter, and all of a sudden he backed into the, oh, it's just my opinion, bro, counter argument. But anyway, without further ado, I'll see you guys later. Peace out.